Hi everyone. The objective of the short clip is to show a special element of Academy City. In fact, that element goes in all our courses, which is learning by experience or learning by simulation. Learning by simulation is to try to bring the real life environment to the learning environment. One of the courses that is my favorite is corporate valuation, which I have been teaching for the last 12 years. And I finally, the last year or two, about a year ago, I started focusing on turning it into the same style of the other courses in Academy City to be a simulation style. So I will take you right into the corporate valuation course. And I recommend that you look at the other clips regarding other courses and the way we take learning to a different level and a different style, which I think it's really fit more the way we like to learn things. So let's go into the courses and dive into the corporate valuation course. I intentionally use my account as an administrator to show that this platform, it goes much beyond the level for the student. It's also have a lot of elements for the instructor, a lot of tools that makes the life of the instructor and the student really easy and nice. So let's start and go into the corporate valuation. Okay, here we have really all the material just in a regular way. Nothing really special, doesn't look special in the beginning, but when you dive into some topics, okay, and by the way, for the instructor, there is a little icon here which allow him to edit online the content of the material. When I click here, it's really the content that the students see. So I will click on this one so you can see exactly the way you see the material. Here we see a regular, looks like PowerPoint, but it really isn't PowerPoint, okay? When the instructor wants, it can really edit. So if I go exactly to the same page, okay? If I go to the same page as an instructor, okay? Now the instructor can really edit online. That's what is known as content management system, a true content management system. You can edit it online, immediately it's exposed to the student. Let's go now and focus on for the purpose of this clip, okay? Let's go and take an example, cost of capital, one of very important topic. I will go into introductions. And in the introductions, you will see an example, exam questions that I gave for several years and with different variation. So you have a place here to read the questions. And as a student used to like the Excel, like God created Excel to be the founding, for academics. And honestly, knowing Excel so well as other stuff, I can tell you it's time to move on. It's time to move on to something called simulation. At the same place that I read the questions, I also have the solution. It looks like an Excel, but it's a little mini simulator. You can experience here reading the question and changing the parameters that are affecting the solution. So if I change the total assets to be instead of 25, okay, I'll change it to 3 million here, okay? So immediately everything's changed. The equations, it's all done online. Not really online. This platform is built in the right way. What does it really mean in the right way? Now when you do the changes, everything is done on your computer. Our server, after it transmitting the information, everything's done on a client side. What does it do? A very nice user experience, meaning everything works extremely fast. There is no need to send that information to the server wait for you to process it, and send you the result. Everything's done on the client side. So you have a simulation which works extremely fast because the whole information already on your computer. When you're changing any information, let's say cost of debt to 5%, everything's calculated again, okay? But it does on your computer and it works extremely fast, okay? There are many components like that along the material of the course. Professors can use different components and we build them up specially. This is one, deal with this one, but there's other ones, as you can see. This is another component. And a professor can build up the structure the way he wants it, which make the student can understand the material. You don't really have to go to any other additional material, okay? Let's go now and see the other elements beside having all the material here. One more point before I move on. Let's look at it again at the same things in all of them. Here is really a button that when a professor clicks, he can add questions to the student. When a student goes to the same page, and let me do that. When a student goes to the same page, and this time I will log as a student. Go to the same course, and I will go to this material. This time I am as a student logged in. I cannot edit anything this is the menu. I don't have that little menu. I don't have all the other buttons for, and I take a test. Okay, so when I take a test, I have many questions that my professor write, and I can read the question. For example, the higher the country risk affect only the cost of debt. Is that correct question, answer or no? You can think about it. Country risk affect only the cost of equity? Country risk has no effect on cost of capital? I don't know. Let's see. I should know really, yeah? The higher will be the cost of capital. That means the higher will be the country risk, the higher will be cost of capital. Let's try 4. That's the correct answer. Immediately it tells you took 1 question out of all those questions. The answer is right. That's why you got 100. You also only answer 1 out of 9, I think. And you move on. And that even if you don't know the answer, okay, you'll get a response immediately. And thereby, that's happened to be the right answer, okay? But let's say I click on that one, and that was the wrong answer. You get an immediate response. You learn even from the questions themselves. Now I would like to go to something really unique about Academy City. Let me go again, okay? And this time, if you notice, when you go to courses and you go to the course corporate valuation, you have another button that says simulation. In this one also, in this course of business simulations, you have also simulations beside the material which you usually have in any other platform. Here, we brought the real life to you by developing this simulation. That's like an example. We studied over the semester all the material about valuing a company, okay? How about we want to do a valuation for Amazon, for example? So I click on that one and I choose Amazon, okay? So here we go. Amazon is in the list. And which country is incorporated? United States. And I won't go over the material here. That's why I recommend you take the course and you learn all the effect of the country in which it's incorporated or doing business, etc., etc. Another click I would choose, which industry is Amazon? It has really, in fact, several. One of them is really retail, okay? Retail, internet retail. But that's really just one of them. And that's what I recommend you take the course. And here you really should use more than just one industry. You really should use at least 2 or 3 in which they're doing business. And then follow up my instructions of how to use that component. That's, by the way, built-in component in this seminar. I would just delete that one. Okay, all the calculations about valuation are done in this page, and you can follow it up, cost of debt, okay? It automatically pulls the data right from the SEC, okay, as it was filed by the company using XBRL protocol. All the data is right here in front of you, okay? So that's another advantage. Real life data for real life valuation. All the calculations are done based on that data, starting with the way you study in the course. You study cost of debt, you really do it and implement it for Amazon if your assignment is about Amazon. If you do it for Facebook, you do it for Google or whatever company, the same things applied. And your job is to really understand how this simulation has done it, okay? You have here cost of equity. You have return on invested capital. All of those topics are topics of the course. The beautiful part, we're actually implementing them using real data in the middle of the session. So I give a lot of examples over the sessions, how to use the simulation using real data. Moreover, in the page of valuation, we're summarizing all the calculations, and based on all the assumptions we made, being aware to all the assumptions, we're ending up with our estimate. Here it's an excellent example, huge difference between what the real price as of the end of 2019 to what the valuation shows. And then you ask yourself, well, is that difference real? That looks really huge difference. Does that mean Amazon going to crash? Does that mean my assumptions were wrong? Well, everything could be true, but you really have to build up your confidence about doing this valuation. And that's we go over the course. One of the other tools which you really have right away, right here, is using what we call simulator. This simulator, if I click on the simulation, gives me a reasonable range that it might be based on all the assumptions we made. Moreover, not only it gives based on 100,000 randomizations, it takes really a randomization 100,000 times the vector of all the parameters the valuation depends on. Moreover, and that you should really take the course and see why. If you change the skewness of the distribution, you change the range, of course it will affect on the range on which. Let's increase a little bit the range to just see my point, okay? Of course it will expand the range on which the trading is. Again, all are done so quickly because it's done in the right way. We use a technology called Ajax. So any communication with the server, it is using Ajax. But when we're using all these things, that the information what is in your computer, everything works so fast. Let's do another thing. I want to see, is this range is due to which parameters on which the valuation depends on, okay? That's the purpose of all those buttons. I will just demonstrate with the WAC. How sensitive is my valuation to the WAC? And really is like we can see that I can explain almost the difference. So about 75 to 80, the range plus minus, it's due to sensitivity to the WAC. Same things is applied to the other buttons here. So hope to see you in the class. Moreover, take it to another level. You can really use it in your business. You can implement it and combine it for an existing system you might have if you're working for an investment company or you're working in an insurance company, a banking, giving consulting, whatever, to customers. This is an excellent tool you can integrate with your system. One word about integrations. This system is really built on the newest technology, okay? Server side, the server is on the Amazon Web Services, on really inexpensive server. It has a database. It has the server size all on Python. It's all maintained in Dockers and containers in the most efficient way. We are using Python as the server side language. We have the Django on top of it. And then on the client side, we use, as I said, JavaScript to very sophisticated JavaScript. with Ajax to communicate to the server. That gives a lot of power in our simulations. We use the same technology to all our other courses and consulting. So hope to hear from you or see you in class. Have a good one.